Hey guys, today I'm gonna be doing an episode ranking of every single. I should probably zoom out a little bit. An episode ranking of every single. I think you should leave sketch. Now, as you can see at the bottom here, I'm gonna go in depth on each sketch and why I think that each sketch is where I am ranking them. Now, at the very lowest tier, these songs are ones that I honestly just don't I just don't know what these are from these images. Embarrassingly enough. I think I should know what this one is and the first one, but I'm not gonna go through the entire show. I've watched the entire show like 15 times. I'm not gonna go through it again. These are so unmemorable and they have nothing to them of sustenance that I just forget what they are entirely. So, I mean, they're probably bad. So, we're gonna start off these ones with this one. Now, this is the one where he's like, people can change, I'm not a piece of shit. And then at the end, I think it might have one of my favorite ends to a sketch. I'm pretty sure it ends off season 2. I could be wrong on that though. Or I think it ends off a season, but I might be wrong about that. This is one of my favorite sketches. So this one's going into an immediate S tier. I think it's funny. I think it's sad. Some of the sketches of the show are very good with being funny and sad and mixing that together well. And I think that's a perfect sketch example. Next one, Baby of the Year. Baby of the Year sketch. I kind of wish that these all had their names on them. It'd just be a lot easier. There's a lot of good ones at the top here, actually. So this one is a classic. There's so many overlaying jokes, and at the end, when it's like all it shows the obituaries of all the people and how they died. That is like comedic genius. This one is going in S. That's a good one. There's so many jokes. It's funny. Everything about it. All the delivery. That's a good one. That's a good one. This one is when the guy is trying to sell off all of this random bulk he has. I don't know all the sketch names, but he's trying to sell off all the random stuff he owns in bulk to his friends for a wedding. And I think it's funny when he says, "You want 50 Stanzo fedoras?" Or like 500 Stanzo fedoras. That's like funny. I think that this one's not the highest quality. At the end, when the guy does the Tommy guns with his fingers, I just find that really funny. I don't know if this one actually deserves to be an A tier, but this one is a one that I really like. This one is not good. This is from the new season, and it's really like boomer humor. This is something that my manager would show me. Be like, look at how good this one is. This one's so funny. It's not. This is one of the worst ones in the entire show. It's very, very unfunny, and I don't. It sucks. I skip this one 100% of the time. I think I've watched it like 3 times. I've tried to watch it, and it is just bad. This one, the opener to season 3, I'm pretty sure. This one's a good one. I'm gonna put this one in B tier. This one, he's on his phone and he's arguing with them, and then he'll just stop arguing and he'll go on his phone, which I think is pretty funny. And that's his whole shtick, is that he just doesn't actually argue with them, and he always slouches in his chair, which I find funny. Like in this image when he's like slouching, that's funny to me. I think that's a good one. This next one. Now this is the first one we're gonna have multiple in a tier. Also, this one, these aren't ranked in any order at the very bottom. They're just like ones I just don't know what they are. This one, the big wave. Here comes the big wave. That's it. I quote that even though it doesn't make sense in like any situation ever. I think it's funny, but I think after he says "Here comes the big wave" and all the people fall off and everyone who's watching the show thinks it's funny, and then he goes, "We were fooling around again." I think it kind of trails off a little bit, but the point when he says, "Here comes the big wave," is like really funny. So that one's S tier just from that one joke. This one, um, I mean it's bad, but I'd put it probably D tier because it's kind of funny when he's like, "Oh, there's a motorcycle." He like has a funny voice. It's not that funny though. The motorcycle one, where there's like a motorcycle spaceship, is not good. I mean, but it's not as bad as this. Honestly, I should probably put this into the below F tier because it sucks. It's bad. This one, this is the opening sketch to the entire show in its entirety. I think it's kind of funny, and it's just such a classic. I feel like putting it anything below B tier would be like that, but I don't think it's necessarily funny. I think it's just like a great opening sketch to the entire show. Bozo the Clown, dubbed or whatever. This one I used to really like in, I guess, right when season 2 came out. This one was one of my favorites just of the show in general, because I just thought it was funny that this guy was like making like Bozo the Clown like swear, but it was like so obviously him. I thought it was funny, but now that I look back on this, it's like actually very unfunny, which kind of makes it like ironically funny to me. Don't think it's necessarily bad, but it's not the best. Also, I just realized what this one is. This is the like lead up to the Bozo the Clown one. I think it's like a nothing. It's a nothing video. It's nothing. He's just like talking to them. This is so unfunny. I'm gonna put it below this because I think it's so unfunny. I think it's funny that some people would laugh at this one, but this one is, there's nothing about it. It's nothing. It's a lead up to another sketch that I think is okay in the middle. Somewhere. Ooh, the hot dog one. This is so good. There's so many good sketches. Holy shit. The hot dog one. This one's a classic. This one is such a good sketch. It's just like from the beginning, he's in a hot dog car. When he points at the guy and he says, "He's like a hot dog too." That's so funny. This is such a funny hot dog. This one's good. I think that this might be one of the most, I think this is the best one on the list so far. It's so well rounded in its jokes. It's so funny. So at the top right now, we got a real duel up here between first and second place out of all of them. I don't really know. I think I really like the piece of shit one, but the hot dog one is just so funny. I think it beats it. You gotta give. That is fun. You gotta give. This one is obviously, he follows him around for half the entire episode and he says, "You gotta give," for like 10 minutes. And it's funny because there's CalicoCutYourPants.com and like it's funny. It's funny that it keeps going on and then like builds upon itself. This is a good one. I'd say this is better than Big Wave. And Big Wave, I'm moving it down to A tier because I feel like Big Wave, S tier is a little too bloated at this point. This one, I was just watching this one, like very recent, where he starts choking because he's like a fan of someone who enters the room. This is a good one. Like, "What are they doing out there? What are they doing out there?" I should be explaining these more. Even though, I mean, like, if you haven't watched the show, like, why would you be watching this? But this is a good one. It's where he's choking. Guy walks in, and he's a fan of the guy, and then he doesn't stop choking, and then the ambulance has to help him. This one's really funny, actually. This is either top of A, bottom of S. This is a hard one. I just think it's funny when he says, "What are they doing out there?" At the very end, when it plays like this sad music, it's not that funny. So I'm not gonna put it in this tier, but A tier. It's pretty much tied with a big wave. Because the very end of this one is not that good, but the very end of this one is like, why is it still dragging on? The next one, this one sucks. This one's terrible. Why is this even here? It's just like this guy in a mech suit, and then there's a guy in a mech suit, and then there's the guy from the old Christmas book. This one's not funny. There's some that are like genuinely really unfunny, and like this one is probably the worst in the show because it's a lead up to another one, but there's nothing happening here other than just, oh look, he's uncult. He doesn't know the internet or something. Like, it's not funny. This one, okay, it's a game show, and this guy who's the mascot of the show keeps breaking the items of one of the contestants, and he like takes out his laptop and like breaks it, and it kind of explains that he's done very illegal things, and he has like boundaries that he can't break. This is kind of funny. I don't think it's super funny though, just because it's a season 1 sketch. I think that we've gotten better ones since then. The next one, oh, this is a classic. I like this one. This is also the ending to a season. I think I could be wrong on that, or it's at least the ending to an episode, obviously. But this one is about a earring parlor, and they have to give instructional videos at the beginning of every single person getting an earring put in. And there's one guy on the video, and he's just like a biker guy, because, I mean, like, adults get earrings sometimes. And then there's this adult and this child reacting. This is a really good, this is S tier quality. This one's good. A second place, this one, because it's so good. At the end, it's so like deep. It's good. It's a good ending. That's a great one. That's amazing. It's like kind of funny, and then it's like really sad. And I think it's good quality. This one, okay. This is one of the more forgettable ones. I had this in my do not remember, and then I remembered it before I started recording this. But this is where, okay, Tim Robinson has a heart detecting monitor, and it tracks where he is and also tracks his heart rate, so the doctor can see, and the doctor wants to get into the clubs that Tim Robinson is able to go to, and he knows when Tim Robinson is in the club and he's lying to him. This is a really hard one to explain, but I mean, this was pretty funny. I think it's kind of funny that one of the clubs is called like Haunted House. I don't really know why, but I think it's kind of funny. I'm gonna put this one below the first sketch and above the texting sketch. Coffin Flops. Coffin Flops. This is a instant classic. There's all these naked bodies flopping out of coffins. I think that's a good one. I don't really know. I think it's an A tier. It's not developed enough, but it's pretty funny. Like, just what it's suggesting happening is really funny. Okay. This is a good one. This is such a good one. Okay, the complex shirt designs are really funny to me. Hey, this guy is starving himself to death so he can get these shirts that are complicated. And the video where all the guys are like at the garden mall or whatever, and they're all looking at the garden mall is probably one of these bottom ones. Just the pictures are kind of terrible for them. But that one is so fun. Like, this one is so funny to me. I don't know why. This is one where it's really like the show really caters to really specific, like, comedic likings. This is my favorite one so far. Now I understand that the hot dog one is better, but I like this one more. And this is going off of liking and not like actually which one is the best. Just which one is the best in my opinion. This is one that I watched directly before recording this video. This one's pretty funny, and at the end, you know, you got that little bit of kind of sadness, you know, capitalism bad. You get that little bit of that, and I think it's funny when the camera zooms in on his face as the pig like approaches him. I'm gonna put this one top of B tier. It's a good one. There's a lot of season 3 in B tier. Little Buff Boys competition. This is this one. Is that what this is? This one sucks. I don't even like remember what happens. Is that what this is? I think that's what it is. I also thought it was like the tugging novel. Some of these images really suck, by the way. This sketch, it's not funny to me, but I think I might not be remembering it as well as the sketch actually is, because there's no way that that sketch is as bad as I remember and as unfunny. So this one, boom, this is the one where he has a coworker and he hires another another person to come into his job who looks like his coworker to take large shits in the toilet to frame his coworker for no reason. And then he's like, I gotta branch out and try new restaurants. This is so artsy. And he's like, this guy is 200 kilometers away from me and I'm selling my bike rack and he wants to meet me halfway. Hell no. That is like so far. That is so funny. This one's really good. Wow, this one, just like thinking about it right now, this one's really good. I'm gonna put this one above the Baby of the Year and below the piece of shit one. Okay, this next one, this is the one, the card game. So, it's one guy, he takes everyone's credit cards at the end of a meal, and he switches them all around and stuff, and then he gets picked and he goes, I'm not paying it. And it's funny. He goes, I'm not paying it. And then he doesn't pay it. And I mean, it's like funny to me. That, and then it becomes awkward and he's like, I shouldn't have said that. It's funny. This is a good one. I mean, it's just like cringe comedy, but I mean, it's a solid one, I'd say. I don't really know where I'm putting this one though. I like it more than those. Yeah, middle B tier. Cosmic gumbo. It's a cosmic gumbo of sorts. He keeps using that word. The rest of this is just like, I mean, it's kind of just that probably happens. I don't really want to explain this one. It's just an interview for the next sketch. By the way, the next sketch is another lead-up sketch. I find that lead-up sketches in the show do not work out so well, and that the final product has to be really good for the lead-up sketch to be like a classic. Actually, I'm gonna put this top of C tier, but let's say this is a really bad sketch, but it's a lead-up to a mid-tier sketch. This, the next one, is also a really bad sketch. It's just like a movie, but the only joke is like Santa. That is actually kind of funny. The only joke is that Santa Claus is like killing people, which is okay. It's growing on me, but it's so stupid. But you know, the main one is only a little bit above it, and then this one, my favorite one, the lead up to it is really good. So I don't even know what point I'm trying to make here, but yeah. Saul Goodman won. Saul Goodman. I got triples of the Nova now. That's a good one. This is a good one. The guy, he's in the McDonald's with his daughter, and the daughter wants ice cream, and then he says, well, all the ice cream machines freeze up, and Saul Goodman is like his friend, but he keeps saying that he's like rich. This is an easy S tier, by the way. I just don't really know where to place it. I think it's funny that Bob Odenkirk is in this because Better Call Saul is probably my favorite show of all time. But I mean, this is a classic. I think yeah, it's better than the Aaron one. Third place, that's a good one. You can really show that one to anyone. That's a classic. Let me check the bottom tier again. I keep periodically checking the bottom just to make sure I like don't know any of them. This one, he's going on a date. He says, "I want to look like this model in this magazine." But the guy who's cutting his hair thinks he means the dog because it's a dog magazine. So then he gets a dog haircut, and he looks like a dog on his date, which is like, I mean, it's not funny. It's kind of sad, and there's no real joke really. It's just he looks like a dog. It sucks. This one is one that I think I used to really like. It's just a guy who says swear words, but he keeps forgetting what the song is, and he has like a special song where he just says swear words. It's very, that one really sucks, but I think it's kind of, oh my god, this one's good. Her job is tables. This is the driving instructing one, and she, her job is, there's jobs in driving instructing videos that they don't make any sense, and her job is tables, which is funny. I think that this one's a good one. I don't think I'd put it necessarily in S tier. I'm gonna put it almost top of A tier because, I mean, it's like funny. I guess that's like what this whole list is. It's just like which ones are funny, which aren't. That's what I should be doing. This one is one that I saw the picture for, and I realized, oh wait, this is the most forgettable sketch in the entire show. I don't, honestly, showing you this picture, a lot of people who are watching this video, or just anyone who's watching this video, might not know what this is. This is the one where it's a farm, a horse riding ranch, where all the horses have small penises, so the men don't get demasculated. It's so unfunny and so forgettable. I'm putting it almost bottom of F tier, because the Bozo the Clown like lead up one, I don't think is like even a sketch. It's so bad that I don't think anything will surpass it in its lack of quality. So that one sucks. That one's really bad. This, you got the dabbing guy. It's car suggestions, and he goes, "I'd want a good steering wheel that don't fly off." It's funny. I don't know. That's a good one. And he starts like blaming the guy, and then everyone starts blaming the guy. I mean, it's like kind of funny, but I don't know if I'd put it above. I think it's bottom of B tier because I think it is still pretty funny. Funny enough to not be a C tier. C tier is where it starts to be like, oh, there's one kind of funny part, one kind of funny idea, not really built upon. This one, I think this one's funny because when Tim Robinson comes up, he's like, he gets bloated. that's that's funny, and I think that this whole one is good. He's like, "Got any new friends?" Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna put this above the starting sketch. I'm just seeing some of these and just thinking about this sketch and how funny they are. Alright, this is the one where the dogs or everyone's like being mad at each other, and then it's so funny. And then he comes out with the fedora on and he starts tap dancing, and the dogs get mad, and then he takes off his glasses and he goes, "Don't worry, it's just me, I wasn't another person." And they keep going, "The dog thinks he's a whole other person, like a whole other guy." It's a good one. Yeah, S tier. S tier on that one. I really like that one. That's a good one. I was gonna put that like B tier. That's a good funny one. This one, the woman who has like the absolute man-child boyfriend, I think this one's funny. Um, he's like, I want soup, and it's piping hot because it's room temperature. I mean, it's not that funny, but it is kind of funny. Oh wait, this is the wrong sketch. This is the first time I'm getting this sketch fully wrong. Wait, what? I'm s- I'm pretty sure that this one is actually oh, if this is the different one, this one's really fun. I think it's the one where they're doing charades, but he keeps mentioning a ton of like mega obscure jazz people in like the jazz underground, and like the guy who did the Roadrunner voice and shit. This one's good. This one's good. I'm gonna put this one um huh, above the big wave and below tables. This one, now this one is a fan favorite. I've seen this one being like really put up there to maybe S tier and stuff. And this is one that just even from the beginning, before season 2 came out and I was watching this show, I've always thought that this episode was, or this sketch is not that good. I think it's kind of funny at the end when everyone leaves the party and stuff, but I really just, you got the guy from The Walking Dead, who's a great actor and stuff, but I don't know, it's just like mud pie. Just that word, it just kind of sucks. I don't know. It's not that funny to me, at least to me. But this is off my like personal takes, but also off quality. I think this one has a really high quality. I just don't like it that much. But I do still think that there are parts of it that are funny, and like how angry he is that his gift is not liked. I'm gonna put this one top of C tier. I'm sorry. Please don't stop watching the video. Um, that might be a horrible take, and especially that I'm gonna rank this next one like way over it. But I just feel that way. This one I actually quote all the time. I say like I quote an episode all the time as like a joke, because of course I'm not quoting like Freddy Krueger ruined my tables, but but this one is like, it's so funny. He says, "Let me get a video of you saying I'm gonna kill the president." It's so good. This is up there for my favorite ones. I'm gonna start off by saying this is S tier. This is maybe my favorite sketch. Now, this or the hot dog sketch is a difficulty. The hot dog sketch is better, but I think that this one's really funny. And when he goes, "Give me that," that's fun. I think it's better than the shirt one. And I think the hot dog one might be a little bit better than the shirt one, actually. I'm putting the hot dog above the shirt one, switching those around a little bit, and putting the "Give me that" above the hot dog one. New favorite on the list. This one, second sketch to the entire show. Funny small toilet hole. I mean, it's like slightly funny the first time watching it. Like, I mean, I used to really like this one on first watch at least, but I mean, after a couple times, the joke is so unfunny. It's just like, oh, why is this continuing? But on first watch, it's funny. Um, I'm going to put this one below the guy who says funny swear word and above the terrible motorcycle. Hot dog vacuum. This is the one where I'm gonna pull up the lead up one to this because they both suck. Where's the lead up one? He's wearing a certain shirt. I like looked up what shirt he was wearing in this sketch before I started, because there's so many where he's just wearing a plain shirt, and it's like difficult to tell from the image. These two, they're not actually in C tier, but I'm just looking at them. This one, this is the after joke. It's not. It's funny when he says, "I'm gonna make them all wear big diapers." That's the only funny part. Below motorcycle. This one, the leading up one. He's choking on a hot dog, and he's like, "You guys can't push lunch." I think that's funny because he thinks it's like a rule. This is a good one, but I don't think it's like actually quality good. I'm gonna put it C tier. below this one. I still think that most of these are funny. D tier and below is like I actually don't think these are that funny. C tier is like I'll watch them, I guess, but B tier and above is still like a funny episode. I laugh at these and stuff. This one, Punk If You're Horny, he has all these magazines in the back of his car. Spoiler alert. That's not mentioned until the end. But this guy follows him around. He keeps honking. I think that the song at the end is really good. Actually, like that's iconic. Probably the most iconic part of the entire show. But the rest of it just sucks. I don't know. The rest of it's not funny at all. But the ending is so good. I'm gonna put it above Phone Typing Man. Ooh, this one. Don't talk about your kids. Oh, okay. This is a good one. This is the S tier one right away. He keeps doing these funny things. He goes, "God damn it!" And then he does a funny like punch towards his head. He's like, "Just don't mention your kids." It's funny. This is a good one. This is a good one. I do not know what S tier is so funny in this one. Oh, where do I put this? Where do I put this? I'm gonna put it right here below Funny Man and above Baby of the Year. This is also first episode of the show. This next one, the one where she's like, "We are pigs on the side of the road snorting dog shit." I mean, this one is it's okay. I used to like laugh my ass off at this one, but I think that this one's grown off on me a little bit, just because it's like it's almost like boomer humor in the way it's like, oh, self-depreciating slightly so you can make up for, you know, posting pictures on Instagram or whatever. But I mean, it's still like, if this was first watch, that one is hilarious. I'd put that S tier. If I watched all these episodes once and then to rank them, I'd probably put like A tier at least. I think it's a good one, but I just don't think it's like that fun, honestly. On rewatch, top of C tier. Okay, here's a personal favorite. Personal favorite time. And I think a lot of people's favorites. The impersonating one. Now, honestly, the impersonators one, the impersonating isn't the funniest part to me. I like when he goes, "There isn't any cute little restaurants in your neighborhood." And then she goes, "No, it's a really good neighborhood." And he puts his hands up in like defense to mock her. That's so funny. This one is up there for me. Like, I mean, this one is one of my favorites. It's crazy how far down this one has made. Like, the not a piece of shit one. It's crazy how far that's made it down. I think it's my favorite one. And this piece of shit one, I'm raising it above the earring one. And I'm raising the, because there's a lot of like reorganizing that I'm having to do. At the end, I'm not gonna do a ton of reorganizing. I'm just gonna like leave it how it is. This one, I've been thinking about this in the back of my mind the entire time. It's really funny at the end, and how it goes. He's a totally different person, so I'm moving some of this up and around. This one, okay. This is the one, I was kind of confused by what this is. He loves to lie. It's funny when he goes, "He loves to lie." That's a good. The dog is humping him, which in itself is like not funny. It's just like not a good joke, really. It's just not humorous to me. But I mean, this one, it's funny when he says he loves to lie, and I mean, I think it's a pretty quality skit. I'm putting this one top of C tier. I definitely watched this one. It's bordering bottom of B, but I don't really want to put it that high, honestly. This next one is the Buff Baby competition, I think. Buff Boy competition. This one also sucks, I think. But I'm gonna put this one in D tier. It's definitely better than like the ad for it or whatever. And I'm gonna put it here in D tier. Just below the lawyer advertisement. This one never been funny to me at all. It's not like sad because you don't want to side with the customers. And I mean, I'd obviously side with the guy who's working there, but it's like there's nothing funny about this one. Wow, this one's also contesting the bottom. It's like, wow, this one sucks. Yeah, this one sucks. I'm putting it above the tiny horse penises because that one's really unfunny. Okay, this is another one from season 3 that I really like. This is one from season 3 that I go back to, and I show people this one. If I show people this show that you have to really ingrain yourself into to like this show, this is a good episode. This is a good sketch. I mean, he's throwing the water at the end. He's like, they're all mad at you now. That's so funny. I'm gonna put this one below the above Buff Babies and above Stop Talking About Your Kids. Okay, next one. Wow. Okay. Ooh. This is one that I've been. I was at work. This has seeped into my life so much, but this one is really good because he talks about like her stealing the fully loaded nachos, which is like I guess relatable. And then the guy comes over and she tells him she's gonna leave, and he goes, "What? What?" That's so funny. I mean, it's like some of it's kind of but I mean, I'm putting it below Baby Competition and above You Gotta Give. Hey. Oh, this one is another. Wow, these are really like lined up amount of them right now. Okay, the next one is like the whimsical funeral funeral player. Now I feel like this is one that we're gonna beef up A tier a little bit. This one I really like because it's funny and he starts throwing the plates and stuff. This is one of my favorites of season 1 definitely. And you got the guy from, I think he's in Modern Family. I used to like that show when I watched this. I Think You Should Leave originally, so I think that it stuck with me more that reason. I'm gonna put it below Choking Man, above. I'm gonna put below Tables, above Weird Jazz People. Okay, the egg one, the egg porn. I think it's only funny when he says you should be able to look at a little bit of porn at work. Other than that, top of F tier. Boom. Baby wrestling. This one sucks. It's a wedding proposal area that this guy owns, and all these babies. It's just because the guy is dressed up in like a baby costume. All these wrestlers fight each other there, and are like hurting the people who are trying to have their marriages. I'm putting it above Bozo the Clown. Okay, and I'm gonna actually move down Bozo the Clown a little bit to above the lawyer sketch. This is one that I also think about a lot. This is the one where he just says like, "I don't know how to drive," which is funny. I think that this is like all the car sketches in this show are so funny. Oh my god, this one, he doesn't know how to drive. That's so funny. It's so short too. It's just good. He goes, ah! He touches the steering wheel. I mean, I'm gonna put it above Stanzo Fedoras. This is actually, oh my god. Okay, there's so many good ones right now. My obsession with Garfield, for some reason. This one is so funny to me. The lead up that has like the guy earlier in the episode crawling around like, "Where's my treasure chest?" This is so funny. This one is like S tier for me. Okay. But I don't know where in S tier is the difficulty. I think it quality wise. Well, I mean set design. But where would I put this? I think it's really funny that she has an Odie chair and she says, pulling it, the tongue sticks out. But I don't really know. They're so funny in S tier. I'm gonna have to put it bottom of S tier. That's crazy. This one is so. The Odie chair is so funny to me. But it's bottom of a tier. That's how good this show is. Next up. Trying to pay it forwards. This is another one from season 3. This one's really good. He's like, the guy paid, you have to pay forwards. But I think at the end, when his car is like skidding, it's like the immersion, I guess, is so gone because like the car can just make it over. And then when he runs, when the guy's being nice to him, the ending of it kind of sucks. But I think that when he says he's trying to start a pay it forward chain, and he goes back, he goes 20 pizzas, 30 pizzas. It's so funny. Yeah, this is a good one. Where'd I put it? I mean, it's funny. The very ending of it's not as funny as the rest of it, but I think I'll put it below obscure jazz legends. Ooh, do something silly. This one, he puts the feather in his throat and he throws up, and it's the cannibal from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I mean, this one is pretty unfun. And this is another skip for me. So skipping it just means automatic D tier. This is a skip, sorry. But and I mean some people might like this, but it's going to go above the lawyer sketch. I think it's actually below the lawyer sketch. Rather. This is another one. They do these game show ones every single season, and I mean this one doesn't really work out that well. It's just funny old guy trying to climb around and then it fails. I mean, this is another one that I'd skip. I think it's a longer sketch too, but I think that there's a couple slightly funny elements of it. I'd put it below Bojo the Clown, above lawyer sketch. What's this next one? Okay, this is the fanny pack, or not fanny pack, whoopee cushion one where he this one used to be really funny to me, but I think it's still a really good quality one. I'd have to put it below Coffin Flops, bottom of A tier. Okay, this next one is the start of season 2, I think. The prank one where he just like starts freaking out. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. It's funny. The ending is like a little bit deep, I guess. I don't really know why it doesn't even work with this one, but I think I'm gonna have to put this one B tier. Don't really know where. Above, no, bottom of B tier. Bottom of B tier on that one. Next one, the guy with the dice and the funny safari hat. The setting for this one makes no sense, but it's like funny. She wouldn't read it out in real life, but it's funny. This is a good one. Where are we putting this? I'm gonna put this above the whoopee cushion. Almost bottom of A tier. This one, she's just like putting feces in a person's drink and like spraying lasers at a cardboard cutout that she thinks is the person. I think that that's kind of funny when she like shines the laser pointer in the eyeball, and it's all because they won't let her bring her rats into work. I was thinking about D tier for this one, but honestly, this one's slightly funny. I'd put this almost top of C tier, second top of C tier. This one, I forget what this one's actually called, but where he's like, I'm the maestro of illusion. Get lost in the world of. I watch this one so much. When he says, and don't just come to try to make me talk. I don't want to talk. It's funny. This is probably an S tier for me. When he says, if 8-year-old me would have guessed, would have known that I was renting out this theater when I'm 40 years old or whatever, he wouldn't have believed you. And it just cuts to a bunch of screaming frat party people, and the money counter's at like $400. It's so funny. This one is above the you got to give for me, and I'm gonna move up, or no, I'm gonna move this one down. It's above the what? What? It's almost bottom of best, but it's a good one. This is the best TC Tuggers one. Wow, now it's really hard to like show them off, like show off the ones I got. This one's funny when he stops them in the hallway and tells them about TC Tuggers. I think TC Tuggers is just like a funny part of the show. So I don't know, where am I gonna put this one? TC Tuggers. TC Tuggers, the only shirt with the patented tugging knob. I think I'm gonna put it above the Honk If You're Horny. Okay, the actual TC Tuggers commercial is unfun. And I mean, honestly, I get it's a stupid idea, but this could be actually just like a normal commercial. And it's so close to that I'm gonna have to put it below the horse penis sketch, which I honestly didn't expect anything to be that low. The thing, honestly, the TC tugging thing shouldn't actually be on the list because it's not even really a sketch. It's just, I know they have a ton of like commercials for sketches in the show, but that one is like so far from being funny that it's really down there. That one's not good. Okay. This song says that there are no rules or whatever. This one's pretty good. Shirt Brothers or whatever. Yeah, that's a good one. I'd probably put this B tier. This one's pretty enjoyable from the new season. I'm putting this one. Let me like think. I'm really bad at ranking stuff, by the way. This is a pretty large embarking for me. I'm gonna put this one above the Concerned Doctor. Also, I'm gonna move up the TC tugging actual thing to above the first sketch of the entire show. Okay, the next one. Oh, okay, we got a personal favorite. We got the crazy shirts, like Garden at the Mall one. This one is one of my favorites. Now I actually prefer this to the sketch that it's based off of. I prefer this to the sketch that I have at 4th place. So I'm gonna place it at 3rd. This is an ad that I really like in the show. That's a good one. That's a good one. What's the next one? Laugh track, but he talks about personal experiences. I mean, it's like sad at the end, but there's not a ton of funniness leading up to that. But I think it's still a pretty enjoyable one, and I'll put it above the hot dog scandal. Maleep knows. From Brooklyn Nine. I do not even watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine that much, but just thinking about this show has brought me back to Brooklyn Nine-Nine me era. This one is he's beating up an old man, which is like funny, and it's all because he had files on like the kitchen table. That's funny. It's a good one. I'd probably put this B tier above dabbing. No, above. Actually, bottom of B tier. Bottom of B tier. This is a good one. The zip line. Where am I gonna put this? This is a hard one. At the end when he goes, "Aw, you suck." That's so fun. This one's really good. This one is somewhere in S tier. Like, obviously somewhere in S tier for me. This is one of my favorites from the new season, definitely. This is a hard one to rank. I'm gonna put it above Not a Piece of Shit. not above Saul Goodman, because the Saul Goodman movie is just such a classic. Farts in her head, doll, not funny. It's like a smoking commercial kind of, but it's about um, Tammy Crap's doll. I don't think it's that funny really, and it really fucking drags on. Like this one, I'm feeling an F tier. I'd put it above. I think it's kind of funny when like the kid adds weight to themselves so they can get the doll, but it sucks kind of. It's below male egg. It's above naked egg. Okay, this one has also grown up. This one really sucks the first time you watch it. It's like the campaign one, and um, the guy starts up a really funny comedy channel on YouTube where he posts really funny comedy. This one's definitely an A tier, if not low S tier for me. This is a hard one. I think it's really funny, but I think the ending isn't really like. I think it's kind of funny, but it's not as funny as it could be. I feel. I'm putting it below I Don't Know How to Drive. Actually, below Stanza Fedora. Okay, this next one, I don't know what it is. This next one is really unfunny, so I'm gonna be putting this one low. It's just, this is like a Better Call Saul joke. She sued them because she like slipped and her pinky toe came off or something. Like, this one's unfunny. This one's really, yeah, F tier. Okay, I'm putting this below Buff Babies. That's how much I dislike it. It's below Buff Babies. It's not funny. Okay, this one used to be my favorite of all time. The one where he said, "And that's the night that the skeletons came to life." That's funny. It's a good one. It's a funny sketch because he's ruining his song, and his song, you know, the skeleton song is obviously so much better than the song that ends up getting created. I don't think anyone would argue against that, obviously, but I'm gonna have to put this one below Coffin Flops and above Court Case Hat Man. Driving Crooner. I watched the episode that this is on right before making this because I was watching the show and I'm like, I should rank this for like no reason. Driving Crooner is the most popular sketch in the entire show, and it is so funny when he says they're trying to steal my decals. That is the funniest part of the entire show when he says they're trying to steal my decals. Like, why is that so funny? Now, this is obviously an S tier. It's not even a question that this is S tier. It's above Hot Dog. Garden at the Mall. It does surpass that 7. I hate to see that surpass knocked out top 3. It's above eating, like the eating out one. And top 2. Okay, is it first or second? First or second best? Wow, that's a hard one. But that's a really hard one. Okay, this might be like the final boss fight of the entire show. Which one is better? Which one is better? Driving Crooner or the guy who has all the impersonators? I think Driving Crooner surpasses it. New best. New best. It's been a fucking while. Ooh, this one, another season 1. I feel like I've just watched season 1 so much that it's kind of become a lot less funny than some of the other just things to me. I think season 2 is maybe my favorite season, maybe not. So I don't know. This one is pretty good. I'm feeling a B tier on this one. I'd put it above the guy who does pranks and stuff. But this one's also like a boomer. It's like oh, babies are loud on planes, which I understand that, but it's very basic observation comedy. So honestly, now the more I think about this, it's not that funny. C tier, above woman pointing laser in guy's eye. Oh my god. I thought this was a little pimp. Okay, this is a good one. This is A tier. A tier. Probably almost S tier, but like, don't tell him that he's creative. That's funny. That's a good one. I think the longer that this will go on, the harder it will be for me to place each one in a ranking. But I think it's below Pay It Forward, above Big Wave. It's a good one. It's a good one. This one is really not funny. This is the one where he gets divorced because of a magic trick, and it's like kind of sad, but it also is like there's no comedy at the end. He just like beats up the magician. I just don't think it's really funny, honestly. It's not funny. I'm putting it below woman who says we should get shirts of what we did today. That's how much I dislike it. Yeah, okay, this is the end. There's no more contesting S tier. This one where they're all just like sad about saying bad stuff about their wives. This is F tier, like easy F tier. This is also below the shirts one, but I think it's like more wholesome than the guy beating up the magician, honestly. The ponytail one is easily the worst of season 3. Why is this even a sketch? Like, this is so unfunny. It's insane. There's no joke. It's so bad. It's crazy to me how this show can be so brilliant and then also just make this. This is so fucking horrible. Oh my god. The TC Tuggers thing is funnier to me than the guy with the ponytail. It's so unfunny. And then the last one, ending on a somewhat happy note with this one. It's about the toupee and like the ape that steals. I think it's funny at the end when he screams and it shows all like the hair or whatever. That's funny. I'm gonna put this one probably B tier. What the heck is that fake? Were you wearing a toupee, you piece of shit? That's funny. That's cute. He like hits her. Yeah, that's good. I'm putting this above Honk If You're Horny. And I just remembered what this one is, the pill one, because I was trying to like look through the bottom. Which ones do I know? Which ones don't I know? And I think this one is. It has something to do with hair, but honestly, I think it is like actually a funny one, but I don't remember enough about it to rank it at all. And then I also remembered what this one is. It's where he goes to the house and he just says a ton of swear words and stuff. This one is probably D tier. This is the same type of joke as the guy who like just says swear words, but I think it's less funny because at the end it's sad. So I'm putting it below Bozeman. And then the hair one, I think I probably would end up putting C or B tier, but I just don't remember it enough, at least at this point. Well, I'm remembering the bottom tier a lot right now. This is the VR one, where he's VR shopping. Like, unfunny. It's just unfunny. There's no joke. It's just, like, he doesn't know how to breathe, which, you know, obviously you know how to breathe. Duh. Wow, this one's pretty unfunny, actually. Yeah, this one's bad. I really thought that the motorcycle one would end up going way lower, but I guess not. This is worse than the woman who sues and stuff, and that's like her whole character. These four, I have no idea what they are. Not the faintest clue. This one, I have a faint clue of what it is, but I'm not going to do it because I just don't think that I know enough about it to do that one. So yeah, that's the whole thing. Presentation mode, I guess. Boom. This is the list. I'm pretty happy with it. Of course, I would have liked to get the bottom ones, but at this point, I just don't think that they're like funny enough, or I would have remembered them enough. Hopefully, nothing that any of you guys watched. Hopefully, none of you guys are like majorly upset about this list. I understand complaints and stuff, you know. I'd always like to discuss this show, so if you want to leave like a comment or something, we can go back and forth about this show. But this show is good. This is the finalized list. Boom.